Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channel, and happy Wednesday evening to you. Happy Europa League winning evening. Spurs winning 1-0 in the Europa League final versus Manchester United in the game that, for the neutral, do you know what? Yeah, okay, it was a bit naff, it was a bit crap, and it was a bit boring. But for us, it was nerve-wracking, it was awful, it was all those things. But you know what? We've done it. A European trophy win for the first time in 40 plus years. A thing that we've done 3 times now. We've done 3 times that trophy. We've won it 3 times, and I'm so proud of every single one of those players. Also, by the way, cheers. I'm enjoying myself a rum and coke. So cheers to you all. I hope you're all having a fantastic evening. Spurs, Steampunk, Steve, XL, Kieran, Bazza, Joshua, Alaise, Bob, Hawkeye. How the bloody hell are we all? And Postecoglou. Cheers. Cheers, Big Ange. You bloody deserve it, mate. What a roller coaster of a game that was. I don't think either team covered themselves in glory. I don't think either team played very well. I won't lie to you. I don't think anyone comes out of this game looking great. But you know what? Come out wearing one of those and lifting one of those. I am indeed, by the way, wearing the Gareth Bale shirt that you normally see up here. I am wearing it today. It came off the hanger because the big man was in the TNT punditry box. It felt right. The first time it's come off the hanger in over a year. And, hey, it's a good omen. I'm 1 for 1 so far since coming off the hanger. Let's talk about the game. Obviously, we'll talk about the game. We'll talk about the after effects of this game. This game is, this game is massive. We won a trophy. It's fantastic. Winning a European trophy can never, ever be played down. The after effects from this game is obviously massive. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the game itself. We're going to give special shout outs to certain players, and we talk about the gamers as well. And we're going to talk about all sorts. All right. So kick back, relax, put your feet up, grab yourself a beer, grab yourself a drink, a summer fruit squash. All of these things are more than acceptable to bring in for such an event. So I hope you're all having an amazing time. Let me know your thoughts on the game. Give me as much excitement as you want. I'm here for it. We're going to be live for a little while. All right. We are not going to be going off in the next 10 minutes. We're going to be here a while. So come and join, kick back, and let's talk. Spurs winning 1-0. Spurs winning 1-0. My sign, there we go. There's Robbie Keane. Can't get in the way. Should we get one of these on? I'll get one of the. We could just muck around with the light. Just muck around with the light. There you go. Loads of stuff going on. Slow it down. We'll speed it up. Those boys would be upset about that, wouldn't they? They'd be upset about that. We'll go to green. We're going to green, and we're leaving it there. Look, do you know what? That game was something I expected not to the way it was going to go. Where's the Kool-Aid? Could add a mixer. There's rum and coke, mate. There's rum and coke. All right, trust me. Got to get a picture of Johnson now. I can't get rid of Robbie, but we could definitely stick Jono next to him. Let's get Jono next to him, shall we? Let's get Jono next to him. And get Christian Romero in there as well. Christian Romero, by the way, today was, if you never thought he was world-class, today should show you, yeah, okay, that is a world-class centre-back, all right? And I would, look, at the centre-back that I want for my club, okay, that's the way I look at it. This has been a ridiculous season. This is a ridiculous season, where we are in the league. The ungodly amount of injuries, the crazy runs of fixtures that we've had where things haven't gone well, and Ange in, Ange out, Ange out, Ange in, Ange somewhat out, Ange somewhat in. All of those things for this season. It's been a long season. It's been a painful season. But you've got a European trophy. I'll say it again. You've got a European trophy to finish this season with. We all deserve this, by the way. Can I just say this now? We all deserve this as a fan base. We deserve this as a fan base. Excuse me, for the amount of, sheer torment this club unfortunately has put us through. They're not intentionally doing it, you know what I mean? But unfortunately put us through, the pain of, FA Cup final losses, the pain of Carabao Cup final losses, the Champions League final loss, all that pain, all that suffering that we have been through as a fan base. It stops tonight. It stops tonight. There's no more chatter about, hey, when was the last time Spurs won a trophy? Hey, that trophy cabinet looks empty. None of those questions, none of those comments, nothing of that can ever be said to you right this second. None of that can be said to you. We are all deserving of this trophy. All deserving of this trophy. It felt like today that we kicked every single ball out on that pitch with the players. Every tackle, every header, every goal line clearance. We'll talk about the Mickey Van de Ven clearance in a second. All of those things, we were there the whole time. And look, these players obviously at times maybe have not lost the fan base, but made the fan base feel pain. I get it. I get it. But they can all absolutely hold as much love as they can possibly have from a person like us, a person like Graham and J-Mac and Cowboy and Daniel. Daniel, I hope you've had an amazing evening. Obviously, we talked on Discord earlier. XL, Kieran, Gibbo, Bazmate, Hawkeye, all of you, Gons, all of you. We were all there on the pitch. Steve, we didn't win 12-0, I'd get it, but we won 1-0. We are very much deserving of this. We were there every single step of the way this season. Frankfurt away, Galatasaray away, Hoffenheim, going to Frankfurt and getting that result, going to Bodo Glimt and killing off the game. Another clean sheet in the last few games in the Europa League. Clean sheet in the final. Clean sheet in the semi-final. Clean sheet in the quarter-final. That's pretty damn cool. That's pretty damn cool. And look, it's being at the pub, being surrounded by friends and family. It was an amazing evening for myself. Look, don't get me wrong, I didn't sit there comfortably and watch the game. It wasn't like we won 4-0 and I can cruise and the Guinnesses were flowing with such nectar and love and ease. The Guinnesses were flowing just to try and keep the anxiety down. I still can't put into words how I feel. Look, I know it's not a Champions League final win. I get it, it's not a Premier League title win. But like I said, last time I won a trophy, I was 12 years old. I'm 29 now. I'm not nearly 30. I'm 30 in, just under a year. But, to be 30 and having not won a trophy since being in, year 8 at school, the second year of secondary school, the second year of high school. It's pretty damn cool. It's pretty damn cool. And I feel proud. I feel super blessed. And especially, you know what? The beautiful thing is having created this channel, having, grown this channel with you guys being a massive part of it and being able to sit here on a European night that we've won a European trophy and all of us sitting here having a few drinks and everyone being happy. Everyone. For as much torment as we have been through on and off this last year and a half, we can all sit here and go, European champions now, aren't we? Now, the beautiful thing is the fallout of that game, Champions League football next season. Double thumbs up. Double thumbs up. Why the hell not, Steve? Why the hell not, mate? Appreciate it, Cowboy, mate. I appreciate all the support. I really do, all the time. I appreciate all of the support all of the time. You guys, maybe I don't say it very much, but I always support anyone that likes the videos, comments, subscribes. Obviously, hey, subscribe to the channel if you're new. You're bloody welcome to join us for the journey. You're bloody welcome. Of all the days, you're always welcome. How awesome is it to be with you guys to chat on a day like this? This is what makes this YouTube stuff all worth it. It doesn't matter if it ever becomes a career. It doesn't matter if it's, makes me loads of money. It's not about that. These are the nights that make it all worth it. By the way, Faz, mate, absolute legend for the super chat. Congratulations. It'll be crazy to let Ange go. Well, cheers to that, Faz, mate. You bloody legend. I appreciate the super chat. You absolute legend. Look, there's question marks over next season. I get it. It's a question mark over next season. I'm not thinking about next season. I'm not thinking about Brighton right this second. I'm not thinking about transfers next season. I'm not thinking if Ange's going to be here next season. Think about right this second. Cheers to the boys. Cheers to Ange. Cheers to anyone involved. All right, they all deserve it. We all deserve it. So cheers to all of you, by the way. Right, you're watching this, right? You're watching this. Get your drink through the camera. Cheers. I love all of you. You're absolute legends. Appreciate it, Cowboy. And yeah, Graham, you're absolute legend. XL, you were positive through all these days. All the suffering was worth it. And do you know what? We suffered. This season, we suffered so much. We did. We suffered so much. Robbie, how much did we suffer? Robbie says we suffered quite a bit. Thanks, Robbie. And do you know what? I don't care, Ange out or Ange in. It's not about that today. Of all the days, this is not about it anymore. And I'm not going to talk about, should Ange be here? Should Ange not be here? It's not about that. And I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to hear any comments about that. What I want to talk about is these players and this manager right this second. European champions. European champions. And when Ange goes, hey, I always win something in my second year. If he doesn't walk into that press conference after the match, just picks up the trophy, slams it down on the table and goes, come on then, let's have at it. And then someone asks the question, go, actually, I'm going to stop you there. I'm going to talk. Did I or did I not tell you I win something in my second year? No? I did. Yeah? So make sure you put that in your bloody columns, put that in your articles, put that everything in there. Dan Kilpatrick, am I a clown? No, I'm not. I'm a European champion. How about it? The guy deserves it. I don't care if you're Ange or Ange. The guy deserves that respect today. He does. I'd love to go for a beer with Ange right now. Could you imagine a beer with Ange? Just sits down and goes, mate. And I'm like, right, find me the brick wall that you want to run through. I'm going to run through that thing. He always wins something in his second season. Well, Casemiro always wins his European trophy finals. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I present to you Ange Postecoglou and his aura and Christian Bloody Romero. How you going? All right? And look, what comes from next season is exciting. Champions League football. Got the Super Cup. I will see Inter, we'll see PSG, and we'll see him, and we'll go, oh, we'll meet you in another final. What's up? We'll meet you in a final. We'll be there. We will be there. Fantastic. What a day. 29 years old. Got a second trophy. I don't know, we might have won something when I was 2 years old, but who the hell? You know what I mean? Who cares? This is my second trophy I look at. It's a European trophy. Doing it without Kulusevski. Doing it without Madison. Doing it without Bergval. And what did I say, by the way? I said 2-1, so I was wrong. Do you remember what I said about Brennan Johnson before the game? Jono is getting on the score sheet tonight. Last time I checked, that beautiful Welsh man, pretty sure he's on the score sheet. So if you have been someone that slagged off Johnson at any point of this season, you can give him an apology because he made you, a Tottenham fan, a European champion. Cheers to Brennan. You bloody deserve it, lad. Casemiro and Metcuti. That's it, Paul. That's it, Paul. We need to go for Super Cup win. Ange's finals record, 8 wins from 9. Not too bad. Ange's him. Jono, the league is ours next season. Are you going to be watching the Champions League final for our Super Cup match? I'll be doing my scouting. We'll do a preview the next day, shall we? We'll do a preview for next season. Here's Inter Milan. Here's PSG. No, I'll be watching the final because Champions League final is always something you want to watch. It's a historic event, you know. I think it's gonna be a good game as well. Let's win the Super Cup and give ourselves a shot at the Club World Cup. Polly, how are you? Polly, we deserve this. Polly's been around in this channel, by the way, for so long. And Polly was one of those early on that said, hey, don't sign Ivan Toney, sign Dominic Solanke. She was right. Sometimes I might have disagreed with her. She was right. And shout out Polly, the legend, for that. I think he gave it as an own goal. I don't care, Cowboy. I'm treating it as a goal. Ilmatic agreed. We're champions. MS. MS. Cheers to you, my friend. Cheers, MS. Get season over this weekend and we can discuss Ange. For me, the guy is now a legend. The guy is a legend. The guy, regardless if you want him gone or not, he's a legend. He is. He is. When you fast forward 30 or 40 years, right? 30, 40 years time, I'm 60, 70 years old. And we look back on, you know, this period in life. You'll think about Ange before you think about other managers. I promise you that. European trophy winner. Not bad for an Aussie, man. I'll tell you that. Not bad for an Aussie guy, eh? Get a managed statue. And he backed Ange all the time. Well done. Look, I just backed the club. I wanted that success. You know, one of my friends just went, where's your YouTube? Send me the link. Sorry, I'm just sending it over to him now. Excuse me. They're all very happy for me, obviously. Robert, first and foremost, Robert, have an amazing birthday tomorrow. And cheers to you, my friend. Always win my second season and does it at Spurs. Hey, for all the people, right, that talks about Mourinho, and it talks about Conte, and it talks about Nuno, it talks about all these bloody managers, I don't want to hear another word about these managers anymore now. I don't. Even if Ange stays or not, don't want to hear a word about those other managers. That beautiful Aussie mother effer winning European trophy is final. If he ever walks into a pub and I see him and I go, that's Ange Postecoglou, I'll run to the bar. I'm going to slap his bank card or phone out of his hand. I go, what do you want? I'm getting it for you. You deserve it. You're beautiful Aussie, man. This is amazing. You know, I'm interested to see what you guys. For you guys, are you going to the parade? I will be at the parade. If you want to meet at the parade, we will do it. We will be at the parade. Absolutely. Appreciate MS, mate. You're an absolute legend. Steve, he's a legend of the club, regardless of if he stayed next season or not. He's a legend of the club. Do you know why? He's a European trophy winner. He's a legend because of that. Regardless if you want him gone or not, he's a legend because of that. My heart is full. I'm so happy. You know, I'm so happy my heart is full. Philip, how are you, my friend? How are you? Adventurous, Jake, EZ. Big Ange Ball. Big Ange. Jazz, the leader of my Discord. The leader of my Discord. MS, Jim is live now, I believe, on Oso Spurs. I believe they're live now. I quickly jumped into the chat to give him some love. But I believe he's in Greece. He travelled back from the pub to make sure he can get live. Absolute legend. I love Jim. Jim's a good dude. You can tell he's a good dude. Parade, not a barbecue. Yeah, we're doing a bloody parade, not a barbecue. All right. Baz, mate, I'll be gutted. Baz and Josh gutted. Can't make the parade. I get it, dude. You know, look, things get in the way. Life gets in the way. Life gets in the way. I get it. You know, it's not easy. It's not easy. I totally understand. Callum Roach has been here. I cannot stress enough for you watching this. Callum Roach has been here 2 years, maybe even longer. Actually, he's been here. We've been crap. We've been good. We've been crap. We've been good. We've been crap. We've been good. The whole time we've been here, trying to find positives. And you know what? Callum, cheers to you, my friend. You deserve it more than anyone in this community at times, I think, because you've been here through some of the worst periods. You've been here, lads. Appreciate your support. Absolute bloody legends. We always talk about the joke about the OGs, the legends of the chat. Stick them together. It's my guy, Callum. Absolute bloody legends. What an evening. Absolutely. Look, for Aussie football as well, by the way, can I just say, we all talk about a fan base. For Aussie football, how amazing is Ange Postecoglou? He has opened doors. He's a trailblazer. He's done everything possible. And, being at Celtic is a big step, I think, for Aussies across the board. To go to Spurs was a huge leap. And I think that opened up the country's eyes to that's one of our guys. That's one of our guys managing a top 6 club in England. Winning a European trophy as an Aussie manager, he is the god of Aussie football. I totally get it. And he, look, the guy, I think for so many of you Aussie fans, I can't imagine what today is for you guys. Like for us as a Spurs fan, like out and out Spurs fan, you cut me open, I bleed white, right? How amazing it is for me. I can't even talk about the game. Like my feelings are everywhere. My heart is full. I'll be live till 4 a.m. I don't care. I'll be live as long as I need to. And for you guys who have followed Ange and followed his path and the trailblazing that he did, being in Japan, I know he's the national manager and managing in Brisbane and Japan and then obviously in Scotland. England's a huge jump. It is. And Spurs is a club who it can chew people up and spit them out. And I think at times maybe this season it was chewing Ange up a little bit. But that beautiful Aussie man today just went, go on, chew me up, I dare you. See what happens. And for you guys out in Australia, that must be huge. It must be absolutely huge. And I think also it's a revolution that has been happening in Australia for football. It is going only to develop even more. So many more people are going to want to get into management in football because Ange did that. So many kids want to play football because Ange is a coach. And that is the amazing part of Ange's effect on Australia this evening. And you know what? You guys deserve it. The amount of people, I can't name them all that right now are watching on the other side of the earth, watching this ugly son of a gun, drinking a rum and coke, chatting about football. You guys watching the other side of the world, being at whatever time in the morning it is right now. Steve, adventurous, someone tell me what time it is right now in Australia. You guys waking up in the cracking, in the middle of the night to watch football for Spurs. Spurs at home to Wolves, not the sexiest of games. You know what I mean? You guys waking up in the middle of the night. You guys are just as awesome as any other Spurs fan. I promise you. This is just as much for you as us is for us. All right. Jack, 8:30 a.m. Cat Adventure saying something else. Steampunk is from South Africa. Steampunk, what time is it in South Africa? I want to know. Can we dress up as clowns in the parade? That might have to happen. How amazing. Spencer's a Liverpool supporter, so happy for you. Well, it's Man United, eh? It's good for you guys. But he's from Canada. Spencer, tell me, what time is it in Canada so I can have an idea? The Contrarian, what an SH1T win, and I effing love it. Bring on the Super Cup. Cheers to you, the Contrarian. Cheers to you. 8:29, East Coast, 5 a.m. kickoff. People waking up in the middle of the night to watch Spurs. That's amazing dedication. When I was in Australia, I didn't. I'm not waking up at 3 a.m. to watch Spurs. Screw that. At that time, we were good. It was 2018. We were good at the time. I mean, Lee, it's 8:30. He's not even into beds. Just plow through today, mate. If your bosses give you any stick, send them my way. I'll deal with them. My friend says, can you shout out my mate at work, Pat Keys, been in pub watching with him tonight. Scott is watching. Scott is a friend. Pat Keys, legends. Appreciate it, boys. I'll read some of Ange's quotes in a minute. There's a few quotes from Ange that I want to talk about. Scott, mate, absolute legend. Scott's a Leeds fan. Scott's the guy that whenever I ask about Leeds, he's the one that gives me all the information. And Manor Solomon, absolute legend. Absolute legend. Leeds on a bender. Yeah, mate, absolutely on a bender. Jung Bots here, appreciate it, mate. Big up everyone. Everyone in the world, 17 years is a long wait, but it feels oh so sweet. Greeny, I agree, mate. I absolutely agree. If you have a child, do you think this is more iconic than the birth of your child? I'm a single man. This is the best day of my life. Best day of my life. Spurs Your Asian TV stream from Malaysia, 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. from a restaurant open for Spurs fans over there. Legends. Legends. Do you know what though? Like we probably do need to start talking about the game. It's 26 minutes in. We do probably need to start talking about the game. Can you, all of you watching this, obviously I know you're giving me all your vibes and I love it. Just one word. Who's your man of the match? Put it in the comments so I have a bit of a chat about this game. This game was awful, if I'm honest. We're having a parade, Robert. We are having a parade. But in all honesty, this game was awful. We didn't play well. Man United did not play well. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. By the way, I absolutely know what my friend Scott was trying to say, hence why I pronounced it very specifically so he couldn't get me. It didn't matter. And we were 1-0 up. It kind of played into our game. I mean, look, by the way, tactically, Ange spot on again. Let's be real. Ange spot on again. You know, let's think about all of the all of the football we played in the Europa League recently. Ange has got it spot on. And today we set traps. I talked about it against Bodo Glimt. We'll let you have the ball. We're going to set traps, and then we're going to get you. The ball goes over the top. It gets played out back to Sarr, who whips in a dangerous front post cross. And I watched an hour and a half of all the goals that Manchester United conceded this season. I watched an hour and a half and did a video on it. And I said crosses and shots from distance. And ironically, the shots from distance, because Anana's going to fumble something. And what happened with the goal? Crap keeping, crap defending from across. All the things that I talked about lined up. You can get them if you do these things. And it was fantastic. And look, I think, Romero was man of the match by TNT. I think he was named man of the match. For me, I'm going to give you an outside man of the match. Maybe he's going to shock you a little bit. I thought Basuma might have been man of the match. I thought was everywhere defensively. Was fantastic. Him, Pape, Benson Call, which normally doesn't work. It worked today. Manchester United played a much more attacking team. And we went, okay, well, that's going to fit into what we're going to do because we're going to hit you on the counters. And I thought Biss was phenomenal today. And look, what happens in the summer going forward with Biss and Bentoncourt, we'll see. We'll see. But they deserve it tonight. They deserve it tonight. Let's see what some of you guys think is man of the match. Here we go. I've got loads of comments. Van der Ven, Johnson, Van der Ven. Yeah, I'm talking about the goal on clearance in a minute. Vic, I don't know about that, James. Vic was giving me some heebie-jeebies in goal. When Spurs last win a trophy? Big Ange ball today, mate. We won it today, a couple of hours ago. Van der Ven, Richardson, man of the match was Ange. Van der Ven, a doggy, Richie, Van der Ven, Romero. Richie Johnson, Richie's gotten a lot of shout here, and he was good actually. Richie today, I was surprised that Sonny didn't start, and hey look, Ange sees things that we don't see in training, and he picked the right one. Eve, Richie, Biss Bentacore shout defensively, absolutely Baz mate. I've answered that one, big Ange. Well, Bentacore, Biss, Yannick and Scott, how are you, my friends? Cheers to you both, you absolute legend. Big D. Absolute legend. Cheers, my friend. He says, can you give me and my wife Tanya a shout out? I thought Desi was my man of the match. You too, Big D and Tanya, you're my man of the matches. You're absolute legends. Told you this morning, Biss masterclass. Kieran was right. You can't, tell Kieran otherwise. Biss was great too. Let's say that they were all good. Danso, Clarence, yeah, Big Kev Danso, my guy. I saw Big Kev Danso coming on, and I thought, I feel pretty good. Man of the match, Doggy, Chelsea fan, Croatian Spurs, pretty straight at Peter Pan. Robin from Man United and given to the poor. Desi man of the match. Moment of the match was when. Oh, look, moment of the match we'll come to in a minute. Just poured myself a dumber own Coke. Absolutely, mate. Enjoy it. Ange Pockets had a terrible game. He waved his hands around all game. Oh, they never got any loving. They never got any loving. Ange has been talking post game. I'm going to come to it in a minute. Where's summer fruit squash? I've been drinking for God knows how many hours. Not a summer fruit. Summer fruit squash might be tomorrow. Not today, unfortunately. Adventurous. It's a rum and coke kind of evening. Come on, you Spurs, absolutely. SG. They're doing absolutely nothing wrong. Maybe Big Kev gets some recognition. No, Big Kev will always get recognition from me. I love Big Kev. He's unbelievable. Steve, how are you, mate? Van man of the match. Look, if I'm honest, you could give that man of the match to many different players this evening. Actually, Yannick, sorry, I was got to ask. You said you were from. I can't remember where Yannick said he was from. Hang on, let me try and find it. St. Lucia. Yannick, can you tell me what time it is in St. Lucia so I have an idea? DS, how are we all? Let's do another one. Everyone, to the camera. Yeah, you. I'm talking about you. Get your glass. Stop being weird. Get your glass. Cheers. Cheers. We tactically came into the game. It's 6:38. Appreciate Yannick, mate. Absolute legend. We came into the game today with the idea of, look, they're going to be on the ball a little bit more than us. Doesn't affect us. I mean, Ruben Amorim, by the way, saying, hey, Spurs play their way. They do not change. This is what they do. Well, you Portuguese son of a, what? Do you think that was Ange ball? No, it was not. You came into the game thinking we were going to play some absolute unbelievable football. No. We were going to come in, we were going to get a 1-0, and we were going to go, right, what have you got? And barring a Luke Shaw header, what did they have? Defensively, that is an unbelievable performance because other than Luke Shaw header at the end, which was a pretty comfortable save for Vic, and they had that shot from Garnacho, which in the end was a good save from Vic, but pretty solid. What did they create in 90 minutes? 4 wins this season against Manchester United as well. I won't be doing that, Scott, you scumbag. 4 wins this season against Manchester United. Look, maybe they're not as great as they used to be. I get that. But, to beat a team 4 times in one season, it's never easy. Yeah, I mean, look, Mickey Van der Ven's clearance off the line. Freak. What an absolute freak he was. Weak foot. The guy's sideways in the air, clearing that off the line. And God, I absolutely love Mickey Van der Ven. I don't know about you, but I absolutely love Mickey Van der Ven. What a clearance that was. But you know what? All of those boys at the back. And I said this. I said this not long ago. I did a 10-minute video where I said, "Oh, do you know what? When Mickey Van der Ven and Romero started centre back with a Doggy and Porra at right back and left back, we're quite a good defence." And barring a Chelsea game where we were 2-0 up and then we got injured in, we win over 60% of our games. Yeah, that back four's been playing a lot in Europa League recently. And we go to Germany, win 1-0. We beat AZ Alkmaar, coming back from 1-0 down on the aggregate. We dominate Frankfurt in the first leg. We beat Bodo Glimt home and away, and then we beat Man United in the final. I tell you what, that back four is pretty decent, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, I'm just going to put that in the back of my head because, oh, yeah, I keep getting told that we're not very good defensively. And, well, tell you what, that's 3 clean sheets in the last 4 Europa League games. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Yeah, look, even though I could hear Ferdinand's commentary, I wasn't paying attention to him. I never do. Never do. Why would I? And yes, I will say it for everyone here because old Turbo Timo was out there with the boys. Turbo Timo, how can I help? Up the bloody career mode and up Turbo Timo. He might be gone next season, but he is vibes. Yeah, hope the back four stays. I hope so as well. Keep Richie at all costs. Even Big Kev, mate, Big Kev Dancer always puts in the shit. Big Kev Dancer is my guy. Yeah, look, fantastic. And seeing Sonny, I'm sorry, I just saw a comment by Paul. Seeing Sonny in tears after the game, that hit home, didn't it? You know, a guy who could have left us years ago. He could have left years ago for other clubs. Didn't. Stuck with us when we weren't very good. You know, you cut him open, he'll bleed white. You know, and him crying after the game and celebrating, him lifting that trophy. I don't think I'll ever forget Heung-Min Son lifting that trophy. I think that's always going to be something that's going to stick with me for the rest of my life. The guy deserves everything when it comes to Tottenham. Yeah, people tell me he's not a very good captain. He is a good captain. Just because your captain doesn't headbutt walls and slam doors and he's violent and he's loud and he's obnoxious doesn't mean he's a bad captain. You can be a great captain leading in different ways. I think he's a good captain. And I'm so happy for him to win that. You know, seeing Romero captain aside from the off and showed up. And, you know, when you want these big games, you want your leaders to step up. You want your captains to step up. You want all those guys to step up. I don't think there's anything that Romero didn't block or put his head on. He was brilliant today, Romero. Absolutely phenomenal. What a player. What a player, Christian Ramirez. For me, he's world class. And I've always said that. I'll always back myself on that. And there isn't another centre back that I want playing for Tottenham Hotspur than Christian Romero. There isn't. You might think there's better centre backs in the world. It's irrelevant for me. I want Christian Romero. He gets us. You know, he's a guy that, you know, verbally this year spoke out against ownership for this club, for our fan base. He's an absolute legend for me. Absolute legend. And look, what happens in the summer happens in the summer. We'll see about Christian. But what did he want? I want to win trophies and I want Champions League football. Well, Christian, you want a European trophy and you got Champions League football next season. Just saying. Something to think about. Something to think about. The beautiful thing is as well is, look, we talk about Sonny and we talk about the, you know, the leaders of the team, the senior professionals, senior international footballers. Matisse Tell, Wilson Odobert, Mikey Moore, Lucas Bergvall, Archie Gray coming on and playing and putting in a shift, blocking, tackling, all those things. A lot of those youngsters. You know, Destiny Adoggy, let's not rule out Destiny Adoggy and Mickey van der Ven as well. Yeah, Pape's still young. Jono, you know, all of these players who, hey, they've never had a chance to win a trophy at Spurs. You know, some of them didn't play in finals for Spurs. This is their first time around. Well, they're 1 for 1. Not so bad for being Spursy. Not so bad being bottled jobs. They're 1 for 1. And it's an opportunity for these players to become the next leaders of this group and use this game as a launch pad for more trophies and more regular trophy visits to the finals and things like that. That's what we've got to think about. Ross, how are you, my friend? Carl, how are you? I hope Romero stays. I really do. I agree with all of you. I hope Romero stays. Yeah, no, Paul, have that stat when the back four plays together. So Danso's not included, but the other four, when they play together, they are phenomenal. We did park a bus, and that would make even Jose and Conte blush. Look, I'm not going to speak ill on those two. But last time I checked, one of those guys couldn't even get out of the Conference League group stages. You know, so if you are one of those fans that twerks too much about those two guys, get in the bin for today. Fine, speak up another day, but get in the bin for today. I don't want to hear it. And yeah, like Baz says, hey, Conte might win a trophy this weekend. I think it's Friday. I think Napoli plays. Won a trophy before him. Yeah, Davies as well. Davies enjoys it as well. He's deserving of it. Well, yeah, 5 with Vic. Sorry, yeah, 5 with Vic. Terry, get in there, Terry. You absolute legend. Absolute legend. Look, obviously, what the fallout from this game, let's quickly talk about that as well. So Spurs obviously winning this. Yes, it's a European trophy. Yes, it's a trophy in the season. It means Champions League football for next season as well. It does. We'll be back in the Champions League for next season, which is phenomenal. Ed, how are you, my friend? It's obviously that's massive. That is massive. It is. It is going forward. That's huge. You know, financially, the windfall. They kept talking about 100 million. It's a £100 million game, and it's fantastic. Obviously, you get a Super Cup game as well. So the winner of this weekend's Champions League final between Inter and between PSG, we will play the winner of those next season in the Super Cup as well. We'll see about that. I'm going to enjoy the Champions League final. I always do. I think it's a phenomenal event. But there's obviously huge implications from this season. You know, you get Champions League football, you get a Super Cup. You know, yeah, the league form's crap, and yet there's been so many injuries. But you know what? What was the goal at the start of the season? Get Champions League football. You've achieved that goal, which is the irony to it. 21 losses in the season or not, you've achieved the goal. You know, Stephen, how are you? Eze might want to be a part of Spurs. Why not? Why the hell not? Can you imagine Levy trying to sack Ange now? Quote, you have to go. Ange reply, I'll take my cut then, mate. Just slams down the table and goes, do you see that beautiful thing there? How many managers have done that sort of thing for you in your tenureship? And he goes, well, I got Juan Ramos. It's like, yeah. Oh, was that it? Was it? Oh, okay, cool. So that's interesting. That's interesting. He gets himself a nice payday. He earns a couple of million. He earns a couple of million for this, and obviously I know the playing staff will share out a bonus, but he gets a bonus for a couple of million. And do you know what? I think Daniel Levy would actually ironically want to pay him that. As much as we joke about it, I think Daniel Levy today is thrilled to pay Ange Postecoglou what, 2 million? Champions League didn't pay him so much money. He's so worth it for him, you know. Appreciate it, Ben Ange, mate. Says on the best channel. You're too kind. Imagine we PSG in the Super Cup. We'll be there. Dembele's like, oh, I'm going to turn on your back four. And Romero goes, no, you won't. I'm going to send you into Rose Ed, lad. I've been guiding you since day one. Appreciate it, mate. Appreciate it. Start Sports Spurs when Ramos got sacked. What year that was? 2 points at the bottom of the table. What a time that was, wasn't it? What a time that was. Let's talk about some of the quotes coming out from Ange, shall we? That beautiful Australian man that he is. Let's talk about some of these quotes because I think this man deserves a microphone. He deserves the platform, and he deserves to say what he wants to say and how he wants to say it. All the pictures. Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports getting all excited on Twitter. We love Dave. Drinking as well. Love it. Adam Richmond at Man Eats Foods. Madders getting Larry to Roy Keane. Lucas Moura. Oh, I'm gonna be spending an hour to 2 hours. Skepta's setting coys online. I'm gonna spend about 2 hours on Twitter tonight, just enjoying myself. I mean, Kulusevski's sitting there he's on crutches. It's incredible. Yeah, sorry. Let's talk about what Ange said. Let's talk about Ange said. I still can't get over it. Right, here we go. Let's talk some of the stuff Ange said. They asked him on the quote about always winning something on his second season. Says, "Let me clarify. I wasn't boasting. I just had something inside me. We needed to win. People have taken shots at the club, and I felt at times we haven't defended ourselves as strongly as we should. The guy gets us. He does. You know, for all the people who thinks he didn't understand rivalries, he doesn't understand them. He understands us all right. He does. He really does. They asked him about his future, and he said, I'd be disappointed if I couldn't continue on this path. Mate, I'm a winner. I've been a winner my whole career. Even when I signed, Daniel Levy said we went after winners and it didn't work. Now we've got Ange. Well, Ange, you are a winner. I can guarantee you, Ange, for the rest of your life, my friend, you are a winner for Tottenham Hotspur. You are. You deserve so many credits today, mate. You do. Asked about Mickey van der Ven, and he said about the second season comment. He said the gaffer said it, and he proved he does it. He said he always wins in his second year, and we did. To be honest, I'm really happy he said this, and we're able to make it happen again. About his future, he said, I'm pretty relaxed. I'm pretty relaxed is not the word because I'd be just pretty disappointed if I wasn't able to continue this. I understand it's difficult to trust in one man's vision. I know Daniel said once we had a lot of winners and now we've got Ange. Mate, I'm a winner. Whatever happens, my own belief in what I do doesn't waver. I'll keep pushing on to what I do. He said about knockout football. He said knockout football is always different. My teams have always played differently in knockout football. You've got to limit the opposition in those moments. The players understood that. That's why we did so well in the Carabao Cup, being a lot of good teams. It's also important to have the likes of Van der Ven, Romero, Adogi, Porro, and Vic. I'm super proud of these players. To quote my favourite Prime Minister, Paul Keating, it's an unlikely victory, but this is a victory for the true believers. The people who, in difficult times, have kept the faith. These people have never wavered. Wow. Some unbelievable quotes. Unbelievable quotes from Ange there. And wow. Yikes. Honestly, there's brick walls all around me. I'm going to run through one for that man. He just unbelievable. Tottenham till I die, Luke. You know it. You know it. Annie for assistant manager. We will be there. So when Son gets Larry on the sideline to Ange, and I go, listen here, I'm going to pick you up. I'm going to throw you into your own dugout. And if you get up one more time, I'm going to pick you up. I'm going to go lock you in a room down there. Don't go near my manager. Big up, Annie. I'm pleased for the younger fans. Absolutely, Simon. And Simon, you deserve it as well. Don't forget, I know you want to think about other fans, Simon, but you deserve it just as much as any one of us. All right. Brennan Johnson apology forms are also accepted. Brennan Johnson apology forms need to be coming in absolute tenfold. My voice is getting croaky. That's what happens, mate. That's what happens. Spurs gets to you. Ange will get his picture on the wall now, a colour picture. Ange deserves to be heralded and thought about fondly in Spurs history, regardless if he's here next season. He will always deserve to be thought about fondly. You know, managers who have done a lot less are thought about very, very well. He will deserve to be thought about. Any of your favourite managers, he will deserve to be in that conversation. It's the year of the birds. Absolutely. Simon, you 67. Simon, that's what I mean, mate. You remember the last final that we won in the UEFA Cup. Now you don't have to think about that final ever again. You can think about this one, you know. Lima King, how are you, mate? Vamos. Absolutely vamos. And do you know what? What a night. Just watching the video of Heung-Min Son walking up, handed the trophy, the face that he pulls when he's handed that trophy, the smile could not be any wider. And then lift off. I'm just watching the video again of them lifting the trophy. I don't think that's ever going to get old. That's never going to get old. Also, special shout out to every single fan that made the trip out there, every single fan in the stadium. They were brilliant all game. I heard those fans all game. They were loud. They were phenomenal all game. Obviously, it's been a contentious thing with the fans and Ange this season, but you know what? They were brilliant today. They were the 12th man. They carried and helped this team all the way through. And yeah, brilliant support today. Miles better than Man United fans. Miles better. Baz, mate, try and do your best tomorrow. Try and do your best, all right? No, I got it, Mr. K. I got it, Mr. K. When I started supporting Tottenham, Glenn Hoddle was playing for us, and tonight, our first European Trophy I've seen, he was commentating. Hey, how awesome is that, Callum? How awesome is that? This is what I mean, a lot of fans who were around for the last time on a UEFA Cup, and it was a UEFA Cup, by the way. That's what it was. The Europa League is called the UEFA Cup. It's like talking about the Carabao Cup or the EFL Cup, is whatever you want to call it, is the League Cup. A lot of those fans were there and around for the last time on the UEFA Cup. And so many go, oh, I was there. Oh, this goal happened and this happened. Do you know what the beautiful thing is? They don't have to talk about a game. They can still and we can talk about it in such great idea, a great, vibe together. But they don't have to talk about a game anymore. They can talk about it tonight, where they go 21st of May, 2025, UEFA Cup winners, Europa League winners, whatever you want to call it. It's phenomenal. Ty, mate, how are you? How are you? Super Cup next. Absolutely. Brian, my friend, how are you? I'm surprised you hopped on. Thought you would celebrate like you said last night. Look, mate, Brian, if I'm honest, mate, I was, if we had lost, I wasn't going live. I wasn't going live if we lost. I promise you, mate. Because we won, I had to. I had to come and speak to all of you. I wanted to come and speak to all of you. I got home from the pub, and the first thing I thought about, I want to speak to all these people. I want to speak to Steve. I want to speak to Adventurous and Brian and EZ and Kieran. I want to speak to, Stephen. I want to speak to, Roberto's not here, but I want to speak to Roberto. I want to Callum Roach and Baz and Gibbo and Daniel and God. I could sit here and talk to all of you. That I want to be here and talk to all of you. Graham and Jazz and Teddy and Rec, and all the legends in the Discord. I wanted to talk to them all. I had to get back and talk to them. You guys have been along for this ride as much as I have. As much as I sit here and I talk for 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 minutes a day. It's you guys that make it all worth it, because you guys can sit here with me. You comment, you like, you subscribe, you help me grow the channel. You chat so much stuff with me, and sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes we don't win, and sometimes we go on losing streaks, and we've got injuries, and we're missing players, and players are out of form. And it's not been easy at times to do this. It's been difficult because you always want to try and find the glass half full. Glass half full. There's a rum and coke there, but glass half full. I want to think about that stuff, and I want to think about there must be some positive to take out of this game. There must be positive to take out of the situation, and sometimes it is difficult. It really is difficult, and I try my best. And you guys are, a huge reason why we can find those. And even the ones that are Ange will always help me find it. But you guys have been along for this journey as much as I have. You guys have made this, awesome and possible for myself to speak here every day and talk about Tottenham. And you know what? I cannot wait for next season to preview Champions League football as a European trophy winner. I cannot wait to speak about how amazing this club is and how happy I am about this club, and the fact that you sitting there watching this, you are a European trophy winner. Some of you, it's your second or third time, but for a lot of us, it is your first time being a European trophy winner, and you deserve it. You've been kicked all season. You've been lumped all season. You've been dragged through the mud. You've been thrown through piles of glass, and you've been set alight. You've been all the pain that you could possibly imagine in life as a Spurs fan. You have been through it. I have been through it this season. And it's been difficult. And at times it's been miserable. And you think, I don't want to talk about Spurs today. We just lost. I don't want to talk about it. These are the days that are worth it. These are the days that mean so much. And to share it with all of you, to share it with, with so many amazing human beings. You are amazing human beings. And maybe, you don't hear that enough in your own personal life, but you are amazing human beings. You deserve this evening as much as anyone else. You might not think you have. And Simon saying, how great is it for the younger fans? Simon deserves it just as much as anyone else today. Doesn't matter that he's seen more and more trophies from us than maybe other people have. Deserves it as much as anyone else today. Being in the pub and sharing that with friends and family, and reveling in watching, my team lift a European trophy, watching Heung-Min Son finally get his hands on a trophy to lift, and you couldn't pay me to replace that memory. You couldn't pay me. You couldn't pinch me, and you couldn't wake me up from. It is a bit of a dream, and I know it's corny, I know it's pathetic, but I don't really care. It's everything. This is what football's all about. Oh, you got all the crap moments. You lose those games. Oh, we go out in the Carabao Cup semi-finals to Liverpool. These are the days that make it all worth it. Why do we do this? Why do we put ourselves through this? These are the days. This is why we do it. This is why we put ourselves through so much pain. For European trophies, for special nights in Bilbao. People talk about that night in Amsterdam. That was a semi-final. I want to talk about that night in Bilbao. I want to talk about, these players in Bilbao. I want to talk about all the beautiful things about this day. And I'll talk about this to anyone and everyone for decades to come. Share it with your loved ones. Share it with the people that you care about most in this life. It doesn't come around often. I was saying it to my friends, two younger brothers today, who were about 2 years old when we won the Carabao Cup. I said, this is the first time you've truly watched us win a trophy. Take it all in. Savor it. It doesn't come around often. And it hasn't come around often as Spurs fans. I was 12 years old when we last won our last trophy. I'm 29 now. And that 17-year wait was painful. So close. FA Cup finals, Champions League finals, second in the Premier League, League Cup finals. But I can finally say at the age of 29, I am a European trophy winning supporter. And you can say the same. All of you, Steve, Big Ashball, Graham, Boris, Sonia. Sonia's always here. First one to say morning in the, every morning that we go live, Sonia, first one, morning all. First one. Without fail. If I don't see Sonia morning all, I know something's up. Something's up. It worries me. I haven't seen Sonia. Is she all right? Then I get it. Morning all. I'll go, there she is. Ed, Philip coming on, coming on his break between classes. Steve. Steve, Peter, oh, look, it's, 10 o'clock at night. I'll stay up and watch Andy. I'll talk about Spurs. people in between lectures, in between classes. Oh, yeah, I'll get a little bit of Andy inside Spurs in for 10, 15 minutes at least. I'm going to be there. I'm going to watch that. It's a special season. This season is obviously special for me, as a Spurs fan, European trophy. It's special for us all. But as a YouTuber, a content creator, you might call me, for this to be the first season of winning something, speaking in front of a camera, looking stupid, at times looking rough, hungover, ill, doesn't matter. I get in front of the camera, we talk. We don't care how difficult it gets, we talk. And seeing, more than all from Sonia, seeing Graham's always in there as well, more than all. EZ's always in there early doors, give me a little morning, Callum Roach been around for years, Polly, years, Steve, all in there. Makes it all worth it. Makes it all so worth it, honestly. And by the way, I haven't missed your comments. I've been reading them. You absolute legends. I promise you that we haven't got Spurs fans in here. We've got all sorts of fans in here. We've got, Celtic fans. We had, fans, Liverpool fans. Luke's in here. Luke is someone that I watched at the pub with earlier. And shout out Luke, We've watched Spurs lose in finals together. We've watched Spurs lose in person together. We've watched Spurs lose at the pub together. It was nice to share a moment tonight. Share a moment of, hey, this is why we do it. We suffer day in, day out for this club. And it doesn't mean on purpose to make us suffer. It's trying to love us back, but it just doesn't know how. And on it's now May 22nd, but May 21st, it loved us back today. And it said, hey, we'll give you that love back. You deserve it, which is awesome. It's awesome. And Jordan's a Celtic fan, and he says, as a Celtic fan, I am effing delighted for Big Ange. Knew what he was capable of, and to see him and his team struggle like the way he has been this season was rough, because I did effing love Ange. And Jordan, I know maybe, mate, you maybe aren't a Spurs fan. I totally get it. Up the boys in green. You can get a little bit of this love from Spurs today as Celtic fans. You can revel in this success with us, and I treat Celtic kind of like the Aussies in a way. He's one of you. I know Ange at times maybe, is he going to work at Celtic? And then it did. He's one of you, and you guys get to deserve it as well. Now, Sonia, you make my day. You make this all perfect for me. You absolute legend. As a Spurs and Ange fan, I have suffered doubly for the haters. I'm happy to say, Limpy down under, mate. Enjoy your day today. You deserve it. Richie was beast, absolutely. Where's double thumbs up? Where is it? There you go. Double thumbs up. The MacBook will give you some love, mate. Boris has been around for such a long time on this channel as well, and he's been through here all the crap times, the miserable times. Going live at 10 o'clock at night and Spurs have lost, and it's miserable. And I don't want to be doing that. I'd rather go to bed. But you know what? We talk Spurs. We do this for a reason. I bloody love this channel. I love talking on YouTube, and I never thought it was able something that I could do. And why would people want to watch me? You guys have made it all perfect for me. You're absolute legends. Since Ange's done it, has this season on league and everything been forgot, or do you think his job is still a bit unsafe because it's Levy? Mate, I don't want to think about it personally. I think it might be still up for conversation, but I won't think about it right now. The man deserves all the credit and love in the world right this second. I don't care if you're Ange out. He deserves the love. Darth, mate, how are you? Scott, appreciate it, big man. Angelo. I haven't seen Angelo. Louis, by the way, I've got to say, Louis commented. I haven't missed him. Louis as well. He's been around for a long time. I haven't seen him in a while, so I'm glad he's okay. Milton as well. Hadn't seen him in a while. He's been around for a little while. He's been around recently, and it's great to see him back. Baz is, I want to give people. The beautiful thing is about winning today is you get to celebrate it with people that you love and care about, right? But I also want to give credit to people that deserve it. And, Baz, if I tweet, first person like that tweet, Baz. First person to comment on my tweet, Baz. He's the guy there. He's, there's ways of supporting a channel, you guys joining a video, commenting and liking and subscribing and chatting, everything. That's everything. You guys been in Discord, chatting away with me at, middle of the afternoon, nothing's going on. Just, hey, what do you think about this? Oh, that's a good thought. Oh, I'll think about that. Oh, did you guys see this? Those sort of things. Awesome. On Twitter, like I said, Baz and Richard, from West Virginia. I think it's West Virginia. I might be wrong, but it's West Virginia. I'm pretty sure. Richard on Twitter and those sort of guys, awesome. Jacob, the Ravens fan, the Baltimore Ravens fan. On Instagram, chatting away with me. You guys make it all worth it, and you deserve this more than myself, and I'm glad that you can deserve this because you guys are legends. Like I said, there's days where it's raining outside and Spurs have lost, and we've had 8 people injured in a game, and you think, why do I do it? You have those moments. Why do I do it? And you think, come on, get live, talk to the guys, talk to everyone, talk about the game, talk about the good, talk about the bad, talk about the ugly. We talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. We always do. And today is the day that, like I said, it's been 17 years, but today's the day that we've been on YouTube. We've been on YouTube now, what, 3 years, 4 years, something like that on this channel. This is the day that that makes it all worth it. All those late nights and early mornings and all the prep that I do for videos at times and all the crap that I have to do at times. And like I said, watching an hour and a half of Man United highlights to work out some of their weaknesses when it comes to the goals they concede. It's all worth it. And would you, if someone goes, would you do it again? If I had to watch Man United highlights for 2 weeks straight and didn't sleep, I couldn't go to the gym, I'll do it. Sign me there. Sign me up. I will run myself into the ground for it. We gave you Ange, you gave us Carter Vickers and Joe Hart. Up the Spurs. Enjoy, lads. Fully appreciate it, Jordan. Cheers to you, my friend. Appreciate it, Graham. By the way, Yvonne is Graham. By the way, if you aren't aware, that's Graham. That's why I keep saying Graham. The vibe you create for this channel is so amazing, Andy. Big love to you, Louis. Steve, you SH1T house. Carl Hamilton, the Ravens is a Spurs fan. Awesome. I didn't know that. I knew Zadarius Smith was. Eric, my friend, how you been, mate? Hope you're all right. Hope you've had an amazing night tonight. Makes it all worthwhile, Brian. Absolutely. We've got a wonderful corner of the internet here. Yeah, look, the internet is a miserable. The internet is a miserable place at times, and Twitter, I call it a cesspit, and it's not easy. But I've always been really protective of this community. I've defended this community a few times. Yeah, you two are too positive. You guys are too positive. No, I'm defending. I'm not having this. You can slag me off. I'm happy. Yeah, say what you want to say. I don't mind. I'm thick-skinned. But as soon as you start talking about this community, I'm ready to go. Let's throw down verbally, And yeah, I defend it all the time. I'll defend it all the time. It's a great community. I love talking to you all. I look forward to it every day, actually, which is a stupid. Even when we lose, I look forward to it. Which is, I think it's hilarious. When we used to lose, I never used to say anything to anyone for hours. I'd storm to my room. I wouldn't say a word. I'd be screaming into my pillow with anger. And it's weird that, we lose and I wanted to speak to you. I want to, if I'm feeling a bit too down, I want someone to come pick me up. I want, Graham to say, hey, come on. Sonia, hey, come on. I want someone to sit there and go, hey, you might be a bit too down. But I also want, for people to feel a bit too down. Maybe EZ's feeling a bit down. Rich is feeling a bit down. Steve, if he doesn't get this 5-0 win, maybe he would win 4-0 and Steve is a bit miserable because of it. Hey, come on, let me pick you up. That's the beautiful thing about this community, and I love it. Persify. I haven't seen that name in such a long time. Persify, how have you been, my friend? It's been a long time. It's been a long time. You went traveling, I believe. Am I right in saying you went traveling? I could be wrong. All I will remember from this season is players on the pitch celebrating with each other. How many games did we lose in the Premier League this season? Don't know. Don't care. Not interested. Appreciate it, mate. Big up, bro. Always loved your outlook on things. Appreciate it, mate. Absolutely. Watching Man United for 90 minutes was suck. It wasn't fun watching their highlights, mate. But you know what? I did it for this channel. I did it for the ability to learn with one another about what they do, but also I did it because of Spurs, and I would do anything for this football club. And it's never easy, but I would do it. I would do it in a heartbeat for this football club. I really would. And just this bloody football club, eh? Unbelievable. Look, by the way, if you want to join the Discord, come and join us. All right. I wasn't in there today because I can't get it on my phone. Come and join us. We talk every day in there, and the vibes in there have been phenomenal this evening because everyone's in a great mood. Don't piss off, Jazz, because they'll have your head. Paul, how are you, my friend? Anyone that wants Ange out should be ashamed. I can see the mighty Spurs pushing on from here. The future's bright. Appreciate it, Paul. Different Paul, secondary Paul. The biggest challenge, the biggest whiners. I've had the time of my life. Timothy, I've had it with you, mate. I've had it with you. I'm so happy right now. You don't need to know. I do need to know. I do need to know. The toxic positivity thing that YouTube have said is real. I worry about the mood of the old. Yeah, look. Your channel's community has really helped me get through this challenging season. Thanks, everyone. Mate, you've been a massive part as to why this channel and why this community has been great, Graham. So, mate, you've been a massive part as to why we've been in a good way. Chug my drink. I'll do it in a minute. It's not a lot in there, to be honest. I neck pints, so it's fine. To me, all the pain was worth it. Just to say, absolutely, Kieran. 12-0, Steve. What happened? Look. Yeah, upset Jazz, and you're in trouble because Jazz will have your head. But look, because I've been asked, it's like a third of a glass or whatever. It's not a lot, but everyone, cheers. There you go. As you can tell, I can neck pints with ease. I did a thing in lockdown where I'd neck 3 in a row. It was brutal on my stomach. I felt in pain, but I connect 3 pints in a row. So there you go. Something that I learned when I was younger. We have this forever. Timothy, we have this forever. I will always remember this day, I think, to the day I decide don't fancy being around anymore. So I will love and cherish this moment. And that's why, look, I've been live for an hour and 12 hour and 13 minutes. Not once has it felt like that. The day today has felt like it went so slowly. You know, every hour felt like it took 2 or 3 hours to do. But God, if I had to do it again, I'd do it again. Absolutely, up the bloody Spurs. How many have I had? I think I only had 3 at the pub. 3 at the pub, 3 rum and coke, something like that. 2 rum and cokes before I went, 3 at the pub, 1 here. Yeah, 6. There you go. Premier League got cancelled. Yeah, I don't know what happened in the Premier League season. Does anyone know what happened in the Premier League this season? I don't know. I know that we finished in the Champions League spots. Just gonna hold on to that one. Mr. K's joined the Discord, is he? Have you really? Oh, he bloody has. He bloody has. Absolute legend. Welcome, Mr. K. The KNP Bomber. I don't know who the KNP Bomber is. They've joined. Can someone let me know who that is in the chat or in the Discord? Can you let me know who that is? Because I'd love to know who that is. Christian, how are you, my friend? It's a good effort. Matt, neck and pints is easy for me. What is the Prem? Apparently, it's another competition in England. I don't know what that is. I mean, it's not the Europa League. I know what the Europa League is. I also now know what the Champions League is because Spurs are going to be in it. So, yeah. Do you know? I'll do some research for another video. Darren, how are you, my friend? We're champions, Darren. Do you know what, Darren? We bloody are champions, mate. Yeah, I don't know who KMP Bomber is. As soon as he tells me, I'll give him a proper welcome, but I've no idea who it is. Indonesia, that was it. Indonesia. I'm glad you had a good time, mate. Absolutely glad you had a good time. Good to have you back as well. We've missed you. Who would you think we should target? Mate, get me. Get me. I'll play for free. I'll pay to play. Um, Look, it's hard to work out what Spurs need to do in summer. It really is. They've got a massive summer ahead. I think, look, we don't know who technically the manager is next season, but if it's Ange, he's going to know better now how to manage his squad. Okay, that is something. We still need to give him some quality, though. As much as we love some of these youngsters that we brought in, we still need to add some quality in there. And Bergvall is going to get better next season. Gray's going to get better next season. Big Kev Danso's Big Kev bloody Danso. Eberechi. Give me Eberechi and we'll be there. How he's been so good this season. We need him. Can't wait for summer, absolutely. Ty reckons Eze. There you go. Did an all-nighter was worth it. I'm just going to love this week. Just love your club. Just love your club. Robbie Keane agrees with you. Just love the club. You can't really see it there, can you? There you go. Robbie Keane. Just love the club. Oh, Robbie, I bet he's having a cracking night. Appreciate Hawkeye, mate. Hawkeye's a legend as well. He's been around so long. Absolute legend. Look, the Spurs parade, I don't truly know what's going to happen. I'll probably talk about it a bit more tomorrow because I know a little bit more tomorrow about that. I've got to see my gran in the morning. I've got to see my gran in the morning. She's going to think I'm an absolute nutter. I'm going to the parades. I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to go. I don't think I'll be able to go live, unfortunately. But I definitely think I'll try and maybe like speak to some Spurs fans out and about and get their views and things like that. I think I'll try and do something like that maybe. I don't know. But yeah, right now I can't be going live. I haven't got the facilities for it. I'm not some big time YouTuber. All right. Just back up the hamstrings. Danso was fantastic, Craig. I absolutely agree. Paul, I'll see you in London on Friday, mate. You better get here. All right. You did say you better get here. Appreciate it, Brian, mate. I do appreciate it. I know it's late for some people. So I'm just literally looking. I'm just looking on Twitter and things like that. I just love it. I just love it. Steve, you don't want much, mate, do you? You don't want bloody much. How you going? Catch you later and all those things, eh? Look, if I'm honest, guys, it's been an amazing evening. It's been an evening of despair and pain and anxiety and stress. It's been a day of it, actually. And as fans, especially as Spurs fans, it's just always been difficult, hasn't it? But today, you as a Spurs fan, you today as a fan in general, this is a day for you. You know, you get to enjoy this day. Paul, Discord, sorry, yeah, I'll send you the link, mate. Sorry, really quick. I'm just finishing off with my monologue. There you go. There's the Discord, mate. Andy, wasn't someone coming to laugh here tonight because you were too positive? Z, it was Z. I wonder where he is, or they are. Let's not be. It's 2025. Let's be smart about it. But where I don't know where Z is. Maybe do you know what? He's been watching. He's been quiet. You never know. But we're all champions of Europe this evening, and United were confident. Amarim was way too confident. Their players gave it a level of arrogance for a team that hasn't beaten us in years. Level of arrogance that isn't warranted or deserved. And I hope those players have the most almighty of hangovers tomorrow because they bloody deserve a party. I don't care about Brighton at the weekend. And if you care about Brighton at the weekend, get in the bin. I just do not care. Don't care. I care about tonight. And tonight was all that mattered. And you're European champion. You watching this, you're a European champion. And joined Paul. Welcome, my friend. I know, Bob. It's past my bedtime. I know. I'm going shortly. Don't worry, mate. You're European champion tonight. You, as a consumer watching this video, as a Spurs fan, you are a European champion tonight. Nobody will ever take that away from you. You, to the day you die, will be a European champion watcher, winner, right? There's some of my YouTube watchers who have watched a previous one, at least. They get to add to that. You, as a fan today, who maybe this is your first ever trophy, witnessed trophy. Yeah, maybe you're 1 or 2 years old when we were on the last one. This is your first ever one. Savor it. Enjoy it. Go on Twitter. Twitter's a beautiful atmosphere tonight, by the way. If you think Twitter's miserable, for one night, you're going to love Twitter. I've just had a look. It is fantastic. It's a great room in there. It's like a house party, but everyone's in a really good mood. And I'm liking everything. I'm tweeting back to people. I'm in the Discord chatting with all of you. And tonight, you're a European champion. I will keep repeating that. And guess what? We talk tomorrow. Guess what I'm going to talk about? Is that tomorrow, you're still a European champion. And the day after, you're still a European champion. And going forward, you are a European champion. You deserve it. You, as a Spurs fan who have been kicked, have been punched, have been pulled and torn apart all season, you deserve it. For all the highs and the lows and the misery of sometimes what this season has been, you deserve it. All right. You've made this ugly son of a gun a proud, happy person to come and speak to you. I wasn't sure how many people would turn up tonight, if I'm honest. And I'm surprised that we've had hundreds of people turn up to come and listen to this ugly son of a gun talk about nonsense. Don't worry, the Bell shirt will go back on the hanger and it is going back up on site for everyone to admire again. Don't worry. This is a one night thing. It does not get worn again until we go to another final. All right. How about that? But you are a champion this evening. All right. And what a night. What a night. Yeah. Us as football fans, this is what we do. We murder ourselves day in, day out, minute in, minute out, hour in, hour out, second in, second out. All those things we murder ourselves for this football club. The football club tries to work out how do I love these people back? How do I give them love back? And the football club struggles. It's a big entity. It struggles to love back. And tonight, 8 p.m., it went, hey, I think I've worked it out. I love you too. The football club said to you today, as a Spurs fan, I love you too. And it showed tonight. European champions. Doesn't get much better than that, eh? And what the season brings next season is what it brings next season. We'll worry about that day when it comes. Tonight, we're European champions. Technically, we're past midnight. Today, we are European champions. And guess what? Friday comes. You're European champions. Saturday comes. Guess what? You are European champions. And I will continue to say that. To the day I die, I've witnessed my football club win a European trophy. It doesn't matter if the day came tomorrow or it comes in 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years. Doesn't matter. I've witnessed it. I'm a happy man because of it. Happy man. It's been an amazing journey tuning into this channel every day. You've been a legend, Paul. Absolutely appreciate it, mate. You absolute legend. No one takes feeling away from you. Absolutely, Timothy. He's not wrong. The best day on Twitter ever. Feels like an internet hug. Absolutely. We're the champions, my friend. Thanks for keeping the positivity out of the season. Appreciate it, Richard. You've been awesome on Twitter, mate. Paul says, best channel. I appreciate you, too kind. It's what we are, mate. We're champions. Yeah, I'm looking forward to just going on Twitter and just scrolling now for the next half an hour to an hour before I drift off, scrolling Twitter and just seeing, hey, all the beautiful stuff coming out of today. We've got 100 likes on this video, by the way, which is so cool. I love that sort of thing. It's so cool. Yeah. A few more comments. Never get your checkbook out. But if Callum Roach says get the checkbook out, that means get your checkbook out. What he says goes. He's going to be sweating now. Faz, mate, you're a legend, not me. You're the legend. I watched shit at work, took off my shirt and put on my jersey. Paul, if your boss gets leery to you, send them my way. I'll deal with them. I'll sort them out. Internet hug sounds risky. European champions, Yannick, you deserve it, my friends. I appreciate it, Mr. K. This will be a fantastic year. We're the only unbeaten team in Europe. Well, they were until the final, weren't they, Man United? And then they dealt with us. You, this community, feels the only way to get away from negativity, and now it makes the victory taste so much sweeter. Do you know what? That's the beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing to leave off with, Kieran. By the way, Alejandro Garnacho says that Cristiano Romero is the best centre-back in the world. He understands. Appreciate it, Steve and Timothy. Look, I'm going to leave it with Kieran's comment. I'm going to read it again. You in this community feels like the only way to get away from negativity. And now it makes the victory taste that much better. And the victory taste today, so beautiful. I don't think I'll ever forget this day. So thank you all so much for joining me this evening. I've been an hour and 27 minutes. Thank you all so much for joining me this evening. Go and enjoy the rest of your mornings, your afternoons, your evenings, your nights, wherever you are in the world. Enjoy it. You're a European trophy winner. And you know what the beautiful thing is I can say to you now? I will see you in the Champions League and the Super Cup next season. You absolute bloody legends. Enjoy the rest of your days, everyone. I will see you all tomorrow, and I cannot wait to talk more about Spurs. Take care, everyone. Peace.